Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Monday, January 5th, 2026. Happy New Year. I'm going to take a look at this chart here. Well, I don't need to start with that chart. I'm going to start with this chart. Same chart, really. Just open it up a little bit. Weekly bar chart. We've made an adjustment. Instead of 424.55, which has been a channel bottom, we've been considering as a, well, first off, it's held beautifully. It held in November, and following the testing of that channel bottom, now at 424.55, we'd mentioned how you can expect upward rotation to 531.63. That still may come to be. This is a subjective call. What I'm trying to avoid is being an aggressive short position holder with a settlement below 424.55, which is what we've been recommending up to this point. But now you've got the kind of the, if you back up a couple of weeks, you got the all-time high. Last week, we gapped below its low, continued south as we continued, obviously, through all of last week. And so while the 424.55 channel bottom may certainly contain possibly weekly selling pressures, if you're more of the 3 to 5 week swing trade, 2 to 3 week swing trade, 2 to 3 month, more of a near-term investor, I really think it is this 397.80 channel bottom. That's on the daily chart. Same exact structure on the weekly chart is at 400.14, and that is the lower right here in the support resistance. So if we do close today, for instance, below 424.55, and I still think it's a worthy tradable level that can be bought, obviously. And let's break down the day itself. Actually, the next, this is a possibility. We could still come off of 424.55. I'm not trying to entice 2 to 3 week swing traders into aggressively buying 424.55, but it can be bought in that respect. I just think you need to then answer the question for yourself. If you do buy 524.55, are you going to hold that long position down to 397.80? If you're more of a near-term investor who holds positions for several months, you might decide to do that. But if you're anywhere from a day trader to a 3 to 5 day swing trader, you probably wouldn't. Violating 424.55, that is to say, closing today below 424.55, does set up 397.80 as an objective this week. With present volatility, this could be within 2 or 3 days. 397.80, part of a range down up to 400.14 that may well absorb selling not only through January, but we could round up from here into the 530s. You have this trend line that will be in the upper 520s before we know it. So yes, holding above 397.80, I'll take us back to this chart. We'll keep 531.63 in reach over the following 2 to 3 months. So it's very similar. It's just that we've slipped downward in terms of our base of support. And if we were to close this week below 400.14, 397.80 in the daily chart, we do set up 313.55 as the next 2 to 3 month objective. And that is an extreme rising channel bottom coming off that April low. This is a base of support, 313.55, that may well contain selling through the second quarter if tested. I don't expect to see 313.55 unless we close below 397.80. It's about as simple as that. And so once again, our 3 to 5 day scenario, if we close below 424.55, expect 397.80. Can 424.55 be bought for more than a 3 to 5 day swing trade scenario? And the answer is yes, especially if you're an experienced swing trader. It is still a legitimate support level. Once again, it was more of just trying to keep you from playing the short side, and then for a day, 2 or 3, bottoming out at 397.80, only to have the market rip up against your position, and you wind up bailing at a loss. So that is the scenario I want to avoid. There's also a rule of thumb in line study analysis, which is to say the shallower the line angle, generally the more reliable it becomes. So these incredibly steep channels and trend lines are not nearly as reliable as the softer angled ones. And 397.80 is a softer angle than 424.55. So I also lean on that a little bit more aggressively. So I hope that makes sense. Can you buy 424.55 for the week? Yes. 458.34 is at least Monday a significant upward pivot point into later week. It is Friday's high. It is the high of the low so far. So there's one of two scenarios that support this. One is we do not break Friday's 435.30 low. We continue higher, close above 458.34. Closing above that high of the low is itself a sign of strength. Within could be 1 to 3 days, we reach back into the upper 470s, where we can top out for the week and fall away again. If we close above 479.25, it is that sort of don't look back buy signal, wherein within 2 to 3 weeks of closing above 479.25.
If you're looking for your daily Nvidia analysis, you can now find it at wickedstocks.com, where it's part of a full suite of daily analysis videos, including the Daily SPY Report and Daily Triple Q Report. Sign up now and get immediate access so you don't miss a single day.
I would expect our long-awaited 531.09 6-year rising channel top, where we can top out through Q1, even into later 26. It does become a 2 to 3 week target if we close today above 479.25, which is not going to happen. But, we have, of course, the high of the low of 458.35. The other scenario I wanted to mention is we could break to a new low below 458.34. Let's say that we tag 424.55 early in the day and come barreling back to close above 458.34. Now we have an even more significant short-term buy signal that is the key reversal low, and that would likely yield 478.84 to 479.25 within a matter of days as well. Once again, closing below 424.55 is not the sell signal we had presented up to this point over the last few weeks. It really is a closing below 397.80. That is, get out of your Tesla position if your time horizon is anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks to 2 to 3 months, because over that time frame, I would expect the 310s with a settlement below 397.80. Until then, bottom pick away. I think that pretty much rounds it out. Please click like, share, subscribe. If you're looking for your Nvidia analysis, you'll find it at wickedstocks.com, where we still put it out every single day to wickedstocks.com subscribers. They also get their daily Triple Q, their daily SPY analysis, weekly Apple stock, S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, and 2 individual stock picks every week that cater to 3 to 5 week out to 3 to 5 month position players. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll be back, of course, tomorrow with Tuesday's Tesla, and you have a great day.